Hey everybody, Noah Weiss here with Cross Automation and Robotics Division in Gastonia, North Carolina. I'm here again today to bring you a new product from Blue Danube Robotics out of Vienna, Austria. This is their AIRSKIN product, and their claim to fame is that they are going to make your industrial robot collaborative. And so the unboxing here is not going to be your traditional unboxing because they didn't send us a very specific outfit for a robot that we have. Most of these are just going to be generic pads, and we also got a safety flange for end of arm tooling. So I'll open it up and show you the products, and we'll kind of walk through and take a look at the functionality of it, and later on I'll set up a demo for you to take a look at. And here we go. Alright, so what we have here are some different adapters for various brand of robots, industrial robots, and collaborative robots. Here we have the safety flange, and you can touch the skin and it'll run it in a reduced speed mode or a stop, whichever you decide to set it up. On the inside of this there's a spring. I'll kind of demonstrate for you that you can see that it pushes in and out. You actually mount your adapter to this and then hook your end of arm tooling to this part. And then when you have any flex in your end of arm tooling, it'll trigger the stop. They actually have 3 different sizes here. Spring 1 is a 2.5, less than or equal to 2.5 kilograms. Spring 2, 2.5 to 5 kilograms. And then Spring 3, 5 to 7.5 kilograms. And they give you some instructions on how to change out the springs, blow-ups of the actual robot flange as well, to see how it's all put together. FT1 pads here. They sent us a couple different sizes. We have the AIRSKIN controller. It's worth noting there are 2 different types of these controllers, one with a filter and one without. So the one that we have here is what we have to hook up to safety relays on our industrial robot controller. The other AIRSKIN module like this has the filter, so you do not have to use safety relays. We have the cables here. They're about 10 feet long, really easy, quick connect, pushes in, easy to pull out. So we have the operating manual for the flange. We have operating manual for the FT1 pad, so for these right here. These come in a 2-piece configuration. So this is what you actually mount to the robot or whatever surface it is that you would like to protect. And then once you have this hooked up, these are magnetic here and also here and here as well. These are magnetic attachments for the sensors, so they're somewhat self-aligning. The next thing we'll talk about is how to hook this up. You have a couple of marks here where they mark it that it's H and C. And so something really important to note is that here on this pad it says H and C embossed right here and here. And H and C match up with each other on this part. H and C go to H and C. However, when you're wiring these things up in series, it comes stock with this end of the cable hooked in to the hot side here. And so you want to run that side into the cold. So it should be switched around. See, H to C. On your last pad that you hook up in series, you'll want to use one of these little termination blocks to plug in to the C side of the pad. That will ensure that the AIRSKIN controller can actually see that this sensor has been terminated as well. Something worth noting is that when this is completely hooked up in a correct orientation, these lights will come on here. You have LED status indicators 1 and 2 here. And if you do not have the modules all hooked up in series correctly, then these lights will not come on. So pretty interesting feature. If it's not hooked up right, it's not gonna light up. A couple of other things. It has an external DC power supply that you can plug into here, but you can also wire it into the first two terminals here and here, 24 volts. And then the rest of these are for your signals. You should be 1, 3, and 5 should go to 24 volts, and then 2 should go to your common, and then 4 and 6 go out to your safety relay on this specific module. When you get to the end, you'll want to push this button here and hold at the same time that you push this button. And what's going to happen is these LEDs will light up, and then when you let go, they will flash off and then back on. And then you'll want to hit this one more time to restart the configuration that you have. So every time you put an extra pad in sequence in line with these pads, you'll have to go back and run through this function as well, where you have to hit the reset button, and then the restart, hold, let go, and then let off the reset button, and then hit the button one more time to configure everything. And then after that, you'll have to go up to the actual setup that you have on your robot, and right here there's a little blue light that will be lit up, and you'll want to touch every single one of your pads. You have to go through and touch them all, and then the controller will acknowledge that it has seen every module that it's supposed to. If you wanted just one pad, you can take this in termination here, and you can actually plug it in right here, not here, but right here. I would never really recommend that you step into a safety cage unless you have some other redundancy. When you're doing a setup and a test of this, I tested all these from outside of the safety cage. You know, I actually reached in and probed these. I would only really recommend doing this from inside of a safety cage if you had something like a dead man switch. Again, safety is the most important issue, and that's what we're trying to show here, is that we have a great product that helps keep people safe, and we all know there's no price tag that you can put on the safety and well-being of your people. So we'll go check this out, and I'll show you how it works. So what you'll see here is the safety relays hooked up to the controllers for the safety flange and for the pads. What I'm doing is I'm triggering the pads and the safety flange, and you can see them go off there. And then I'm resetting them so that the robot can continue normal operation.